Yeah! Can't steal it! Woo! Wheel and deal it! The cream of the crop! Nobody does it better. I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning, but brother, I am bad and they know I'm bad.
I'm the man of the hour, the man with the power. You speak to me, scholar.
It's showtime, folks!
Welcome to the Grill Out. From the heart of Shillian, West Virginia, here's your host, Hollywood Jeff Petty.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Grill Out, episode 55. I am your host, Hollywood Jeff Petty, and I'm joined by my two co-hosts with the most, both of them. First off, the Grill Out predictions heavyweight champion, Josh Cole. Bye-bye.
You said it wrong. It's the universal champion of everything that is and ever was and will be today, tomorrow, next year. Ever.
When was this decision made?
Right now.
Oh, my goodness.
Jeff, I just want to stop you for a minute.
I got my new shoes. We're good to go. Let's go.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Listen, Jeff, you don't have to introduce me. I can tell the people I'm Jason. That's it. I am just Jason.
The most humblest man alive.
I didn't say it. I won't disagree, but I didn't say it. And, Jeff, I want you to know that from Josh, for not knowing the title he prefers to go by, you're forgiven.
I am forgiven.
You are forgiven.
Oh, are we on the...
And for that, you're welcome.
You want to start a cult? Because
No.
next month, CM Punk is going to start a movie called Let's Start a Cult.
I have not heard anything about this movie. You were talking about it off the air. Well, way
Yeah.
before we got started.
October 25th. That's all I know.
Okay. Well, there is actually, keep October 25th in mind that we have something to talk about later on in this segment. It is a movie, but we won't go to that right now. We'll get to that last. You should have gave me a better segue. But this week,
You're forgiven.
This week, Tuesday, October 1st, will be NXT's first episode on the CW.
Speaking of CM Punk, he'll be there.
Yes, he will. It's in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it makes sense because Shawn Michaels was speaking with the Chicago Tribune, WWE Senior Vice President of Talent Development Creative. That's a mouthful. Shawn Michaels discussed NXT's upcoming show in Chicago. Quote, "Certainly, we want to make a big splash on the CW network. We'll have some big changes, but I think more of that will be from a look and physical standpoint. We will still be what NXT is, which is bringing some of the most talented, young, diverse athletes in all of the nation and developing them into the WWE superstars of tomorrow. The hunger, the passion that's always been the core value of NXT is always going to be there, but certainly we'll try to put on some pretty cool bells and whistles for the CW launch on October 1st. Note, the first few episodes of NXT on the CW are listed at TV 14 right now.
Oh, my.
Well, here's what I'm hoping, okay? So what big event or big show or big name can you bring in to maybe pop the people of Chicago? You already know CM Punk's going to be there. That's not a big surprise.
He's going to be a special guest referee in the main event, I believe.
Okay.
And the main event is...
I think it's the Women's Championship, which is the opening show.
Oh, okay. Okay, so, all right.
I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's it. Yeah.
I know that he is going to be a special guest referee on that show. But anyway, continue.
So, but I mean, who could you bring in to potentially pop the crowd in Chicago? They may not be a Chicago native, but they may live there now.
Who would that be?
Well, I mean, if you have CM Punk and you're in Chicago, and chances are Larry's going to be there, you bring in AJ Lee.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Well, I'm glad one of you had excitement for that. Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
I don't.
It makes sense. That makes sense. I'm just going to sit here and Jeff Gordon had. It makes sense.
Yeah, let me alone.
That's what you said.
Hey, everybody. It makes sense. It's me, Hollywood Jeff. Hey, they caught me shoplifting at the Chevy dealer.
Coming from the guy who's from Boone County.
Anybody know where I get me some
That's why
sweet
he's so
tea?
good at this.
Anybody know where I get me some sweet tea?
Hey,
McDonald's.
unsweet tea is nasty. I don't care. Like I don't care on that one. But no, I do think it makes sense because
I didn't like my hubs.
But isn't there wasn't there something here recently about AJ Lee coming out like she's training or something, or there's something going on where she may be returning?
She was on Heels.
Yeah.
The Netflix show. Heels. Heels.
Yeah, so I don't know how. Take this with a grain of salt. Don't quote me on this, but I think
I'm going to.
Go ahead, but please don't quote
Fightful
me on this.
Yeah, Jeff said, and I quote, "I think." End quote. We all know that's a lie.
Yeah. I'm not a liar as much as some people, but I don't lie.
Much love,
AJ. We'll get to that here in a second.
Yeah.
But I did see something like, I think it may have been, I don't know when, or I may just be making it up in my head, but something about AJ Lee and being on the Hill show, like, I guess reignited that love for pro wrestling a little bit. I don't know how true that is.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I didn't see, I saw it coming from one source. Normally, I don't outright say stuff like this unless it comes from multiple sources. But just to tag on to what you're saying,
I thought she was really good in the ring. Like I really enjoyed AJ Lee.
She is phenomenal. Yeah. Like she is Women's Revolution. Like, yeah. Would you? That was
a lot of people kind of say it was more so her than what happened with NXT.
No,
after that,
it was Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah,
we all know that
she invented women's wrestling.
She did. We've seen documents that prove it.
Yeah.
Yes, even though there has been women's wrestling since the 1930s.
No, there hasn't.
Well,
it didn't happen until Vince
there was
McMahon
Moolah, and that was it.
Created Stephanie McMahon.
Jeez.
My daughter.
Yes, but no, it is interesting though that that NXT on the CW is listed as TV 14, but the CW has a weird thing. Like on some of their shows, I think it's I think it might be the Superman show that they produce or whatever. That some episodes are rated TV PG or PG TV. Some of them are rated TV 14. So, like, I don't know if that has any correlation or if this is going to be officially what their rating is going forward.
Yeah,
I've seen some people online, of course, rejoicing about it because the Attitude Era, it's not coming back.
You know, there was really some bad things about the Attitude Era.
Yeah,
there was.
Like everything seemed to be gang warfare. Like it was all faction versus faction. Everyone was in a faction. If you could think of one person that wasn't in a faction, I would do absolutely nothing because I don't care. But really quickly, one person who was not in a faction.
During the Attitude Era.
Yes.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I was about to say Austin.
Not big name. Like not main eventer.
Not main eventer.
Yeah. Everyone.
I was getting ready to say The Godfather, but then
was Regal in a faction?
Oh. Was he? I don't think he was. Huh. I think you stumped him, Josh.
No, I'm thinking.
You can Google it.
I'm going to.
Yeah. While he is Googling
before you move on to the next section, speaking of NXT on CW, beginning, I guess, Tuesday as well, all the content that's NXT on Peacock is actually going to go to CW app.
Yes, and NWA Power is coming off of the CW app.
It is?
Correct? Yeah, like it's supposed to.
I didn't know this.
I think it was last week. People started noticing that the episodes were expiring in like 5 days, and that led up to October 1st.
Oh,
so NWA Power is coming off of it, and NXT is going onto the CW app.
I do remember NWA saying something about a new network. I didn't know that affected CW, so that's interesting.
Yeah, so if we hear something, we'll definitely say something about it. But
I mean, I will say. On here, it says technically William Regal was not part of the Attitude Era.
Was he?
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. I would say maybe RVD, but ECW. I don't know. No, if you know who that's not Stone Cold Steve Austin during the Attitude Era, that was not part of a faction. Email us, thegrillout95@gmail.com, or like the Facebook page and message us there.
Jericho was in the Radicals, wasn't he?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. He got there about a year, close to a year before Eddie and them arrived. So, yeah. But moving on, SummerSlam 2025 is officially going to 2 nights. This is coming from WWE.com. WWE and the New Jersey Sports and Exposition Authority today announced that MetLife Stadium in New Jersey will host the first ever two-night SummerSlam on Saturday, August 2nd, and Sunday, August 3rd, 2025.
You said officially. It was actually already official for 2026, and they had announced that one as the first ever, but they've gone back on the word. Now 2025 is the first ever.
Maybe they were able to work out a good deal with this.
I guess because Minneapolis, the reason they got this big two-night SummerSlam is because they got gypped on WrestleMania for next year. So,
yeah, maybe it was hey, you didn't get that, but we'll give you this.
Yeah.
And it's like, look what we've been doing with SummerSlam anyway, and we're already getting ready to go to
I feel like they advertised to Minneapolis, hey, you're going to get the first ever two-night, and then they've kind of went back on it.
Yeah. And well, that's for people who have a lot more influence than us and make a lot more money than us to hash out.
Yeah.
I would be a little upset if I were Minneapolis.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I thought we were getting that, and you're just going to give it to Jersey.
It's like first we get screwed with Vegas at WrestleMania. Now this.
Y'all ever been to Jersey?
I've drove through Jersey.
I've seen it from New York.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I did. In college, I stayed in Jersey for a conference, for an MBS conference, and we were in the Hilton.
Jersey?
What is it?
So how is Jersey?
It's Jersey. We were in speaking of MetLife, we were in a hotel. I think it was the Hilton, right across the road from MetLife Stadium, so you could look out the window and see it.
Yeah,
it's huge.
Yeah, I've been to Jersey a few times. Stayed in Jersey. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Jersey? All right, moving on. So this past week, there were a lot of discussion about this Mr. McMahon documentary. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I'll say this, just full disclosure for me. Jason, you're the same way. You haven't had a chance to watch it.
No,
either.
I have a job.
I have a job too.
Yeah, I work hard.
So do I.
I this morning just got back from the Akron Marathon. So, yeah.
Nice.
In Akron, Ohio.
Nice. I slept in this morning.
No, I didn't.
Well,
been up since 4 a.m. the day before.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, working.
Yeah.
What have you two been doing? Nothing? Got it.
Working.
Yeah, doing what? Like what time did you get done? 5?
When? What do you mean?
5? Yeah, I was still working.
No, I was. I got off last night at 9:00.
9:00. I was still working.
Okay.
Still working.
He's a working man.
Man. He wants a cookie. All right.
No, there's no such thing as cookies. That's what my buddy
yeah.
Bobby
Here we go.
Lord.
Anyway, there is one of us that has watched all 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And that's Josh.
Yeah.
So I'm going to trust. First off, what are your overall thoughts on it,
Vince
Josh?
McMahon is a saint.
He's a saint?
No, he's delusional.
I was going to say, someone just lost all credibility.
Speaking of the working man, though, apparently he thought that Dusty Rhodes could have been the Hulk Hogan before Hulk Hogan. I did not know that.
That's what Vince said in the documentary?
Yep. He like after when was it? Right around that time, he was like looking for that next big star. He's like, oh, Dusty Rhodes could have been it, but Dusty, I can't remember what exactly happened, but yeah, it ended up not being Dusty.
I was going to say, wasn't he in NWA at the time? WCW?
Yeah. He was going to try to pull him basically, like he did with all the territories, and
And this was in the early '80s, correct? At this point, this was before WrestleMania 1.
So, wait, no, I think it was right after Hogan left.
Wait, which time?
After his first big run.
So
whenever Vince Sr. fired him?
Junior, I believe. Let me get my timeline right. I have a thing pulled up.
Anyway, we'll let you do that real quick. There has been a lot of controversy, though. Oh.
Bob Backlund. He's trying to replace Bob Backlund.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
So and he thought about Dusty, and did it, but yeah. So.
I feel like Backlund would have dropped the belt to Dusty. No, he wouldn't have cared about that. But he didn't want to drop it to Hogan because of Hogan's steroid use. Is that what it was? Because that's where Sheik comes in as the transitional champion.
Yeah.
Because Backlund didn't want to. That's what the rumor has always been that I know of, that he didn't want to drop it to Hogan because he didn't see Hogan as like a true athlete or something like that. That's why he dropped it to Sheik, because maybe? I don't know.
It might have been the heel face thing, too.
Could have also, could have been that. And anyway, yeah, I think that's how the rumor went that I heard. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, there has been a lot of controversy surrounding this Vince McMahon documentary.
Hogan did admit to ratting out Jesse Ventura.
Yes, he did.
I know he did. I was there.
And this whole documentary was, went by Hogan's accord.
Well, so it's factual.
Yeah.
Elvis Presley was a huge Hulk Hogan fan, according to Hogan. So, Josh, let me ask you, since you've seen it, did this really tell us anything that we didn't already know?
Stone Cold does not believe in CTE.
At the same time, though, that can just be their editing.
He actually straight up said that.
Well, I'm not a CTE guy.
Yeah.
So with that, he could be saying that he is not a person who suffers from CTE.
So,
well,
okay.
he straight up said he doesn't believe. Well, he's like, I've had a few concussions, but if you have concussions more than that, you're doing something wrong.
That's basically paraphrasing it, but I have the actual quote right here.
Yeah.
I worked for a long time. I got dropped on my head one time. I got concussed. But other than that, I can't remember having too many concussions in the business of pro wrestling, and my take on that has always been, if you were just wrestling and you got a bunch of concussions, you're probably doing something wrong. I'm not a CTE guy, just don't believe in it. End quote. Now, I don't know what was he answer. What question was he answering with that?
I don't remember the exact question, but it's when they were on the topic of Benoit. And, Vince didn't think it was anything to do with CTE. He thought he just went nuts.
Oh, I'm glad you said that because I got the quote right here.
Yeah.
Quote, this doctor came up with this ridiculous statement of, okay, here's why Chris Benoit did this. Some sort of trauma to his head, and things were shown where Chris would dive off the rope and he hits them with his head. That's a complete work. It looks like there's damage and there's not. We know what we're doing. We don't hurt each other, end quote. That is coming from McMahon's. That's coming from the horse's mouth. So it isn't just the diving headbutt that did it. And yes, if you go back, there's plenty of times you see Benoit do the diving headbutt, and he doesn't actually hit somebody in the head. It's on the shoulder or on the arm or somewhere in that area. But if it's like the leg drop with Hogan, you do it one time, it's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
But you do it enough times, that's going to start to stack.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like Hogan's leg drop does not look. You look at, you're like, okay, you're not going to get hurt doing that. Do that for decades.
Yeah.
Like it's going to pile up. Same thing for the headbutt, and it's not just the diving headbutt. Look at how many unprotected chair shots were around that time. Like. That was almost a weekly thing. We're sitting here talking about the Attitude Era earlier in this segment. That was almost a weekly thing.
Vince thought it was family friendly for adults.
Oh, yeah. Fair. But I don't, yeah. That's my take on that. And as far as the Austin on CTE thing, I've seen people interpret it in the way that Josh is. It's like, the said that and everything. I've also seen people interpret it as, interpreting it as, he's saying that you have to be safe in the ring, which I think that there is some of that in that statement from him. But yeah, I don't know. The saying, I'm not a CTE guy, just don't believe in it. I don't know how you interpret that any other way. But earlier in the statement, I can interpret that as you need to be a safe worker.
Yeah.
But again, look at how many unprotected chair shots were given out and received in that era of pro wrestling. So, and that's why these days you rarely see an unprotected chair shot. Most of the time, it's, especially on WWE television, it's on the back. Like somebody's just laying there and they get smacked across the back with the chair. Or if there is some type of headshot coming, you see hands go up, which Austin has said on his podcast before, you have to learn how to protect yourself with chair shots. So maybe there's that. Yeah. But there is a lot of controversy surrounding this documentary. Of course, there's a lot of people in WWE who are not happy about this. Vince has even went as far as to tweet about it, a statement pretty much denouncing everything. And also, the Puck reported that Vince tried to purchase the documentary from Netflix after early viewings. Endeavor's CEO, Ari Emanuel, also voiced his concerns over the documentary's treatment of Vince's alter ego. Netflix refused to sell it. They went through with it and said, we're going to release it anyway.
Okay.
I don't. My question, and we're getting ready to hop to the next thing and then hop out of the segment, but my question to that is, what if and how much is this going to affect Netflix's relationship with WWE now?
I don't think too much. I don't think it really.
That's why I said it
was that bad, honestly,
Yeah.
because it was more or less the scandal and stuff they talked about is pretty much what we knew. Like the current one, they didn't get too much into because it's still ongoing.
Yeah.
So,
and also with the people that are saying that that Janelle Grant should have talked in the documentary of this or that.
It's an ongoing investigation.
You can't. Exactly. You can't speak on certain legal things when there is still an ongoing investigation going on.
Let me ask you all this. Have either one of you ever had concussion?
I've had one.
One?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Do you remember anything about it?
I got my bell rung, I know that. I got thrown off the back of a four-wheeler when I was a teenager. And was rushed to the hospital after that. I was bleeding out the back of my head and stuff.
So you don't remember anything past that?
Like
iffy?
Yeah, a little bit.
Because I'm just wondering here. Austin, quote, I worked for a long time. I got dropped on my head one time. I got concussed. But other than that, I can't remember having too many concussions in the business of pro wrestling. I wrestled, not pro wrestling, but school wrestling.
Yep.
And I've had numerous concussions. I don't remember all of them.
That's true.
And part of CTE, is brain damage.
Yeah, it's a bruising of the brain. Am I correct on that?
Yeah. So I don't know.
And then you go back to Benoit's Dark Side of the Ring episode where they had Christopher Nowinski on there talking, and he started getting a lot of concussions in WWE, so that's why he stepped away from professional wrestling. And then that's when he, I guess, went into the Research Foundation and all of that, trying to bring awareness to it. And he had the conversation with Chris Benoit about concussions, and Benoit said he has no idea how many he's had.
Yeah.
When Nowinski knew exactly how many he's had.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not knocking the performers from this era.
No.
That was the time. You go back and watch some of these old, and not just the Attitude Era, go before that. Go back to old WCWs or some old WWFs. You're going to see some shots to the head. And it wasn't just with professional wrestling at that time. It was just sports in general. Everybody just looked at it like you got your bell rung.
That's why they keep trying to make sports safer.
Exactly.
Like with these new helmets with football.
Yeah.
The
Guardian caps that they
Guardian
got.
Caps.
Yeah. That's and you mentioned Jeff Gordon, and not Jeff Gordon, but just NASCAR in general. That's what caused Dale Earnhardt Jr. to step away from concussions. Step away from NASCAR was because of concussions.
No.
And he looked at it like professional wrestlers used to look at it. Got your bell rung.
Yeah.
I'll just shake it off and move on. Did not know what kind of damage it was doing to themselves at the time.
Yeah.
And plus, there's a whole movie on this involving the NFL, so it's it's not just within the realm of professional wrestling. And Benoit's everything with him, it's hard to argue against concussions playing a heavy role in that.
Yeah.
And it's not just, I don't think it's not just concussions. It was a combination of things. But concussions plays a big role in that, at least in my opinion, and just from all of the evidence I have seen in front of me.
It can definitely be just this conglomeration of terrible things that all happened.
That are just kind of feeding off of each other.
Yeah, his body could have mentally negatively reacted to the testosterone, the high levels he was putting into his system.
Yep.
And if he's already got, let's say, I don't know, some mental issues, if it's depression, anxiety, bipolar, whatever, you're putting that in and you're changing your chemical makeup.
Yep.
So there's going to be reactions. So.
There is. Yeah, we don't condone what Benoit did.
What do you mean?
We don't. We don't condone the actions that he did that night in 2007.
What'd he do?
What? I am not going that far into it, sir.
Apparently, Andre had to be convinced to do WrestleMania 3.
Did he?
Yeah.
Is that also?
That was the story.
Oh, just in case anyone is curious, the definition of condone is to accept and allow behavior that is considered morally wrong or offensive to continue. So whenever we say that we don't condone what Chris Benoit did, that means we don't agree with what he did. Yeah. Just in case anyone's curious.
Yeah, well, leave me alone. All right. On this day, let's move on. On this day in wrestling history. September 29th, 1985, St. Paul, Minnesota. After exactly 400 days of holding the belt, the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal, would lose the AWA World Tag Team titles to gorgeous Jimmy Garvin and Mr. Electricity Steve Regal, with the help of Michael Hayes and Buddy Roberts of the Fabulous Freebirds, who interfered in the match.
American Wrestling Association.
Steve Regal? Was that the Steve Regal?
I don't think that's the same Steve Regal.
Yeah.
I'm going to look it up, though.
I've never looked at William Regal and thought Mr. Electricity. I'm just saying.
No.
I feel like that's before his time, maybe. I don't know.
Could be. He's a man's man. September 29th, 1998. At a Raw is War taping, D'Lo Brown defeated X-Pac to win the WWF European Championship in East Lansing, Michigan.
Okay, definitely not Steven Regal.
Okay. Clarified that.
Yes.
At the same taping, one of the most famous skits in Raw history occurred. With Vince McMahon in the hospital, he was first visited by Mankind in a comedy segment that featured the debut of Mr. Sacco. And later on, McMahon was attacked by Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I believe this is also more commonly called Bedpain McMahon.
Yeah.
It's when Austin hits Vince McMahon upside the head with a bedpan, and it makes that beautiful ding.
Yes, it does. And apparently, before he did that, he was out in the hallway with the bedpan, just bouncing it off his head, trying to find the soft spot in it. So he's like, while they're setting... No, Austin.
Oh, okay. I was like trying to find the soft spot in Vince's head. Well, I mean, that could explain a lot there, Vince.
Yeah, well, like, he's sitting there, and I guess it was while they were setting up for the shot. It said you could just hear him out in the hallway going, ding, 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 ding.
It's okay. He doesn't remember any concussion.
No. September 29th, 2003, Monday Night Raw was held in Chicago, Illinois. The main event saw Rob Van Dam win the WWE Intercontinental Championship for a fourth time, beating Christian in a ladder match. Also on the show, Jonathan Coachman faced Jim Ross in a country whipping match. Good old JR would win the match by pinfall after a stunner on Coachman. And the victory meant he and Jerry the King Lawler won the right to resume commentary duties on Raw.
Well, all right.
I completely forgot about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Now I remember it.
Yep.
Now I'm sad.
Yep. All right, that's going to do it for this segment, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, we have predictions. Stay tuned.
It's time for more of the Grill Out. Here's Hollywood Jeff Petty.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Grill Out.
What does that even mean?
What? What? Oh, that's Jason and his Andre impression.
It's really bad.
But that's the first time you've attempted it.
Yeah.
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 That's Jason Lykens, ladies and gentlemen.
I could try Winnie the Pooh after that. Like, I've never tried that either.
Go for it. I don't care.
Oh, Christopher Robin.
Oh, bother.
That was Josh. This is Jason.
Oh, bother. I like honey. They took my leg.
But yeah, I mean, that was
Oh, diabetes. Josh Cole, our grill out.
I'm Winnie the Brimley. I'm Wilfred the Pooh.
Wilfred the Pooh.
Wilfred the Pooh, I'd like to talk to you about diabetes.
Oh, Josh Cole, baby.
Have you ever
Joining
just talked to a cookie and been like, I know what you're doing to me?
You know, I've done plenty of shows, even before this with Jason, and I've had plenty of characters pop up on these shows.
Yeah. But never Wilfred the Pooh.
Never. Wilfred the Pooh. I've even had Harry Carey pop up a couple times.
Hey, guys.
There he is.
I'm back. Did you say Wilfred the Pooh?
Dude, have you seen Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey?
I have not.
You should watch it.
I should.
It's on Peacock.
Oh, Piglet. A nice roasted pig.
What was the name of it again?
Blood and Honey.
Speaking of blood,
There you go.
WWE Bad Blood is this Saturday.
There
Hosted
you
by
go.
Bianca Belair and Jake Cargill.
Yeah. Both
Oh,
of
is
them
the
are hosting.
turn going to happen? It needs to.
It does. We're
It
getting
needs
there.
to.
We're about to get into the territory where we've missed our opportunity. It
Yeah.
needs to happen. We need to have it. All right. Yeah.
What do you think, Josh? Don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know. Should we use it as a bonus?
Maybe.
All in favor say
They are
aye.
the tag champs, but then again, I mean,
Honey,
I'll take that as an aye. Okay. It's a
if I ever
bonus.
get married, my wife's nickname would be Honey.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do it as a bonus.
Yeah, okay.
I'll put it on.
We will.
Josh, let me ask y'all, you going to put that title on the line,
That's
baby.
right.
That's right, baby.
well, let me tell you something. It doesn't work for me, brother.
What on earth was that?
Terrible.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Singles match for the Women's World Championship. Liv Morgan defending her title against Rhea Ripley. Dirty Dominic Mysterio will be suspended above the ring in a shark cage.
It's going to be interesting because there's going to be a Hell in a Cell cage and a shark cage.
True.
I spent many years in a shark cage, baby. Yeah, baby.
Oh, you know what? The shark cage going in is one of those ridiculous stipulations that only happens in pro wrestling. That
I really
love.
want the shark cage to just stay in the middle of the ring the entire time.
Yeah, not even be suspended.
Like they have to wrestle around it. Or it's a shark cage under the ring match, so you never see it.
Or put them at the top of the ramp, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Or just put it on top of the cell.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just, leave them at home. This is a Dominic at home match.
With chicken tendies.
Yeah.
All right. I have me down first.
Yes.
So I'm going to go Morgan.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the right answer. I imagine Dom is going to drop something down. Liv's going to pick it up. Maybe Rhea's going to pick it up. I don't know. But I don't see the feud ending here, and I think it's going to go to Liv Morgan, everybody. And that's what my choice is. Champ, how about you? Good talk, Champ.
Well, you see, the odds are ever in Ripley's favor, which is why it's Morgan.
You're going to go with Liv Morgan?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
All three of us are going Morgan. on
we
this
are.
one. Okay.
So the next match is Damian Priest versus Finn Balor singles match. You know what? For this one, I think. See, here's my problem. I want it to be Finn because the rest of the Judgment Day is there. But if Liv or if Rhea's losing the first one, then is Damian going to win this one?
You got a good point there.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to have to go Finn because I think they'll end up maybe making this feud possibly a cage match or something to where it keeps the rest of the Judgment Day out of the ring.
Okay. So, all right. I was adding the bonus onto our sheet.
Yeah, so I'm going to go Finn. Jeff, what do you think?
You make a very good argument.
And sorry, I was just trying to talk while you typed.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm gonna go Finn as well. It seems like to me this is a bit of a cliche reason. It seems I feel like Finn needs to win a little bit more.
I agree.
Yeah, and also like this event is the first Bad Blood in over 20 years. It's a big thing, but we still have Survivor Series down the road, and then Royal Rumble after that, and and I'm just
Crown Jewel as well.
Yeah, Crown Jewel as well. So I think that like Morgan and Ripley, this feud's going to keep going. So I'm going Finn.
Josh?
I have to agree, same reasons. And plus, what was it, the last Clash of the... what was the last one? Bash and Berlin. Finn and Rhea won over Morgan and... Was it Dominic? Yes. So, yeah, I think Finn's getting this one.
You mean Damian and Rhea.
Yes.
Yeah, not Finn and Rhea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right. This next one is actually going to be the main event. It's just how it's set up in...
announcement order.
Yeah, it is.
Confirmed order.
Yeah. Hell in a Cell match, CM Punk versus Drew
Although
McIntyre.
there have been back and forth of this and the tag match being the main event, but it should be this one.
I agree.
And plus, the last 3 Bad Bloods have all been main evented by Hell in a Cell. So
Okay, well, then that's a no-brainer to me.
Yeah.
Who won?
And the feud too.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Punk won in Bash in Berlin, correct?
Yeah, McIntyre won SummerSlam.
Oh, so this is a rubber match.
Yeah, rubber match.
Ooh, okay. You know, simply because I feel like this man's hatred can power a small village, I'm going to go McIntyre. Like, the level of petty this man has put out and just hatred towards CM Punk is something I aspire to every day.
Well, I think, gosh, I really don't know, but
real quick, I can see it going either way, though.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go Punk.
Okay.
So here's what's going to happen. Little good old Larry's going to come in. He's going to drop the drop kick right on McIntyre's face, give him a little pee in the face, not Diddy style, and Punk's going to win.
All right. Josh is going Punk. So is Jason. I'm going McIntyre.
No baby oils in this.
So right now, Jeff, you could win.
I could.
You could.
I could.
You know what? And I hope you do. I hope you do, buddy. Josh, I hope you win. I hope you both win. Because really, it's not about who wins or loses. It's about the friendships we make along the way.
This is so unnerving.
So speaking of friendships and winners and no losers,
Nia Jax,
the champion, the queen of the ring, if you will, baby.
Whose friendship with Tiffany might be over.
It may be.
Ooh.
Versus Bayley.
Could be a cash.
Singles match for the WWE Women's Championship. Jeff, who do you have and why, my friend? That's a compelling argument.
Do we want to add a bonus to this with a cash in?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe a cash in on this one. I'm going to say Nia with a Tiffany cash in is what I'm going with this one. And we'll just, if the cash in happens, we'll just use that as a bonus. If Nia wins, if Nia wins and the cash in, we'll count it as 2. If Nia wins, we'll just count it as 1.
But could it be Bayley wins, cash in from Tiffany, which then puts a bit of a strained relationship on the friendship between Tiffany and Nia? Because, Tiffany has done all this stuff.
It's already strained. I don't know if you saw SmackDown.
No, I sure didn't.
She kind of choked her a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't see the full segment, but I saw the little clip of her, choking her.
All right.
Yeah.
You know what? I think it's... Well, here's the thing, though. If I say Nia...
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, because it's a bonus point. So, yeah, Nia with a cash-in. So, same thing.
Okay.
Josh, what do you think? You're the champ.
Yeah.
You get the final pick on this.
That's right.
Championship's advantage.
That's right.
Yeah. Champion's advantage.
That's right.
The advantage of the championship.
That's right.
That is me.
So just tell us your pick. Really, the only one who gets to verbalize their thought process is me.
Yeah. I mean, Naomi could be in there and screw Bayley.
She could.
She could. Maybe she's jealous over that win the other night.
Maybe.
Bayley beat her to become #1 contender.
Fair. There's a motive.
Yeah.
Also, still don't see
Bayley cash in.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's going to be Bayley win and then Tiffany cash in.
Yeah. That's the way. This is the way.
Okay. Josh going for the risk.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this could tie you two. You know?
Yeah.
That's true. All right. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns taking on the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu with Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa in a tag match. I am going Rhodes and Reigns.
You see, here's the problem. I think that's the way it's going to go, but I don't think that's the way it should go.
Okay. So your pick is Rhodes and Reigns, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's Reigns' first match back, but I don't think it should be them. Because I think it should be that their hatred for one another
clouds.
Yes, it causes them the win against the actual established team. Because I hate it when you have just two solo wrestlers beat an established team. People who constantly work together. They should not lose to just two individuals put together.
Real quick, does Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu tag often? Or is it mainly Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa?
It's been kind of a mix as of late.
But they're all part of the same batch.
Yeah. Okay.
I think they might have tagged one or two times thus far.
That's still more than Reigns and Rhodes.
You know what? No, I'm going to go Bloodline.
You're going? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
I'm going to go Bloodline.
He convinced himself of that one.
I don't think that's what will happen, but I think it's what should happen.
Well, you know what? If you want to be the champ, you got to take these risks.
That's right, but I don't care.
About
Honestly.
to have some bad blood this weekend.
All right, champ. What do you got?
So it is Roman Reigns' first match back, so it'd be weird for him to lose, but I do see those tensions being there. I also see some bloodline screwery with the Tongans happening in there. And I can also see bloodline winning with the return of Jimmy Uso. I almost said Fatu. I mean, it technically is Fatu, but...
True.
Well, what if... Could it be a DQ?
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking it could be a DQ.
I mean, could this be what sets up...
War Games.
War Games. You know, Jimmy and Jay both come back after Tama Tonga and Tonga crap.
Jey Uso's new Intercontinental Champion, by the way.
He is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, yeah, he is. I saw that.
Yep.
Bloodline.
Okay.
Wow. So, Jeff, this really could be yours to take the title.
Yep.
The 10 ounces of plastic.
Yep. We'll see. We'll see come next week. And I do think that we have predictions next week as well.
Okay.
For Wrestle Dream.
Is it next week?
Yeah, I think it's the weekend after next.
Ooh.
So I do think we have predictions next week. All right, so we have a bonus on this one. We have a couple bonuses in here, but this one was something that we
this
agreed
is
to.
Official bonus.
Yeah, well, this is something that we agreed to at the top of the segment. Will Jade Cargill turn heel?
Or Bianca. Who knows?
Well, I mean, the way it's phrased is, will Jade Cargill turn heel?
Or, okay, how about this? Will there be a heel turn?
Yes.
There we go.
Okay. I think that there's a strong possibility. So I am going to say yes on this. Jason?
Yes.
Okay. Oh.
No.
Josh?
No.
No. Okay.
Give you that Batista thumbs down. Ain't going to work for me.
So if there's no heel turn between Bianca Belair and Jade, then Josh gets the bonus.
Yeah.
But if there is a heel turn of any kind, Jason and I get the bonus.
Between them two.
Yeah.
No, any kind. Yeah. And Jeff, just between you and I, no bonus point. Will it be Bianca or will it be Jade?
I would say Jade, but I kind of want it to be Bianca.
I think it needs to be Bianca.
Yeah.
I think she's getting stale.
Yeah.
And something needs to change.
Yeah. I want to. It's kind of like the tag match you just had. I can see it being Jade. I think it's going to be Jade. I want it to be Bianca.
Yeah.
So in that bad blood.
Yes. All right, just to give our predictions real quick before we jump into the main event. For the Women's World Championship match, Liv Morgan defending her title against Rhea Ripley with Dominic Mysterio suspended above the ring in a shark cage. All three of us went with Liv Morgan. Then we have Damian Priest taking on Finn Balor in a singles match. All three of us said Finn Balor. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in a Hell in a Cell match. I said Drew McIntyre. Josh and Jason.
No, Jason and Josh, he is the champ.
Well,
Yeah.
both said CM Punk.
Josh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Nia Jax defending her WWE Women's Championship against Bayley. Jason and I both said Nia with a cash-in. Josh says Bayley with a cash-in. So possible,
Tiffany.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I just put Tiffany. Yeah. So possibly 2 points on that prediction alone. The tag match between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns taking on the Bloodline. I'd said Rhodes and Reigns. Josh and Jason both said Bloodline.
Jason
leave me alone.
and Josh.
Leave me alone. Leave me
Josh, you're welcome.
And we have a bonus. Will there be a heel turn? Jason and I
Between
both
Bianca and Jade?
Yes, between Bianca and Jade. Jason and I both said yes. Josh says no.
You know the interesting thing? Like, most of these B-level pay-per-views, PLEs, are really predictable. This one is not quite as predictable.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a breath of fresh air. Sometimes predictability is good. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it gets kind of boring.
Well, I mean, even in ones that I clearly haven't won, I thought they were predictable.
Yeah.
And I have no problem being proven wrong. This one, I have no idea. I think they're all toss-ups.
That's true. All right, just to shift gears, we have now the main event.
It looks like all the talking has been done. It's time for the main event.
All right, the main event where we go ahead and let you know what your week of professional wrestling is going to look like nationally, internationally, and locally. As far as nationally, we don't have much for internationally this week. We have quite a bit for nationally. So WWE NXT debuts on the CW on October 1st, this upcoming Tuesday in Chicago. We talked about that at the top of the show. The show will open with Roxanne Perez defending the NXT Women's Championship against Julia.
Stephanie McMahon also made her debut recently.
Exactly, and that was on the last episode of NXT on USA. Mm-hmm. So, also, Ethan Page will defend the NXT Championship against Trick Williams with CM Punk as special guest referee.
We confirmed that in the break.
Yes, we did. AEW Dynamite 5-year anniversary on October 2nd, the next day, Wednesday. Ricochet will challenge Will Ospreay for the AEW International Championship. And then this upcoming Saturday, WWE Bad Blood, October 5th, will be main evented by CM Punk and Drew McIntyre in a Hell in a Cell match. As far as everything else, it's pretty much the same. Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, Collision on Saturday, etc. Rampage on Friday as well.
Oh, yeah. Rampage, it was confirmed it was not part of Grand Slam this past week, oddly.
Okay. Well, Collision was, though.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Thursday will be Impact, TNA.
Yes, and ROH.
And ROH. So there you go. There's your
NWA on the Tuesdays.
Yes. And there is your national schedule for professional wrestling. Locally, we mentioned last week, but just a reminder that on Monday, September 30th, or tonight, for those listening on 1490 AM WSWW or 580 AM WCHS, Micro Wrestling Federation will be at the Canal Lounge in Buchanan, West Virginia. This show is ages 21 and up with a bell time of 8 o'clock, and tickets start at $24.99. The rest of these are on Saturday, October 5th. All-Star Wrestling will be at the Madison Civic Center in Madison, West Virginia, presenting
Halloween Mayhem.
Meet and greet is at 5 o'clock and bell time is at 7 o'clock. Reserved seating is $20 and general admission is $15. This event will feature former WWE tag team, the Headbangers, Mosh and Thrasher, and in the spirit of the Halloween season, there will be a costume contest. So show up dressed as your favorite professional wrestling.
I hope one of the wrestlers win.
I hope so too. Top Notch Wrestling Alliance returns to action holding
Left 4 dead.
At the New Haven Community Center in New Haven, West Virginia. Bell time is 7 o'clock, and it's $10 for adults, $7 for kids ages 6 to 12, and free for kids 5 and under.
So for all of you 5 and under kids listening, you can go for free.
Yeah.
So
With an adult.
call an Uber and just find your way there.
With an adult.
Don't need an adult.
Specify, so
With
I
an
don't
adult.
know.
Yeah.
With an adult.
Or ask a stranger. A stranger is just a friend you haven't made yet.
Go with your parents.
Stranger danger.
Or a family member. United States Wrestling makes its return to the Elmore Volunteer Fire Department in Elmore, West Virginia for
Monster Mash.
bell time is 7 o'clock and ringside is $25, while general admission is $15. This event will also feature a showcase match with wrestlers from Real Shoot Wrestling as well as an interpromotional USW versus RSW match. West Virginia Wrestling Federation and Mountain Mama Wrestling will be at the Richardson Building in Parkersburg, West Virginia. Bell time is 7 o'clock, and tickets are $10, while kids 5 and under get in free.
You hear that, kids 5 and under? You can go for free.
With an adult.
They'll
Don't
say
need an
good luck
adult.
going against Bad Blood that night. But, you know.
With an adult. All right. Final segment coming up. Stay tuned for that. Don't turn that dial. Just don't do it.
Do people still have dials?
No, I don't know. Don't hit next. Don't skip it. Don't skip us, please.
I'm so ready.
Once again, here's Hollywood Jeff Petty.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final segment of The Grill Out. I'm your host, Hollywood Jeff Petty, and I'm joined by the most humble man alive,
Thank you.
Jason Lykens.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Also, Grill Out Productions heavyweight champion, our defending champion.
Universal champion of everything.
I'm still calling it that.
Forever and ever.
Josh Cole, baby, is our current champion. And we did predictions last segment, so
Yeah.
we'll see next week. One thing we didn't get a chance to talk to in the first segment that I just want to touch on real quick. There is a movie coming out on October 25th. It's not CM Punk's movie that you were talking about at the
Let's
top
start
of the
a
show.
cult.
Yeah, it's not that movie. It is a biopic of Mildred Burke, the first ever $1 million female athlete and champion pro wrestler who pioneered the sport in a time when all-girl wrestling was banned in most of America. That is the synopsis from IMDb.
Yeah, if memory serves me correctly, Mildred Burke was the first NWA women's champion.
Yes, she was, in 1950.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, not that I have all this wrote down. The movie is starring Walton Goggins, Tony Storm, Britt Baker, Naomi Camille, Emily Bette Bickards, who was in Heels, and she is playing Mildred Burke in this. Okay. Josh Lucas will play Billy Wolf, her ex-husband, and it is executive produced by Jim Ross.
By God.
Yep.
She's got a family.
So real quick, yes, Mildred Burke was the first NWA Women's Champion, and this was in 1950.
And was that in the NWA?
Yes, it was. She was and she wrestled years before this. Like she wrestled back in the 30s as well. This was just when women's wrestling was being showcased a little more.
Yes.
Before that, she wrestled a lot of men actually.
Yeah, how many?
Over 200.
Yeah, I'm sure she lost to like all of them, right?
One. She lost to one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I know it says that right here in front of me.
I know. He's reading my notes.
Yeah.
She was managed by her second husband, Billy Wolf, with whom she had a tumultuous relationship and subsequent divorce later on. She was a pioneer of women's pro wrestling dating back to the 1930s and reportedly wrestled over 200 men, losing to only one of them. After a controversial match with June Byers for the NWA Women's title in 1954, she was shunned by the NWA and went on to found the World Women's Wrestling Association thereafter. She also founded the International Women's Wrestling Inc. with Bill Newman and had offices in New York City, San Francisco, and Sydney, Australia. These were also booking offices for the organization. This was an attempt to take women's pro wrestling internationally, introducing women's wrestling to several countries including but are not limited to Cuba and Japan. In the early 1970s, All Japan Women's bought the legitimate rights to the WWA Women's World Championship, which was sort of a loose connection to the original NWA Women's Championship. Lastly, she opened a wrestling school to train women to become pro wrestlers, one of her students being the fabulous Moolah.
Yeah, I read ahead and saw that and was like, oh, well, there's not a controversial individual.
Yeah. But just to show how far back Mildred Burke goes.
Yeah, how old she is.
When she passed away in the 80s.
I didn't know she was sick.
Yeah, she born in 1910s. 1915, I think. The movie is based...
old.
Yeah. The movie is based on the book The Queen of the Ring, Sex, Muscles, Diamonds, and the Making of an American Legend by Jeff Lane. And yes, the release date for this is
October 25th. Is that why they avoided
25th.
calling the tournament Queen of the Ring when they introduced it?
What is it?
Is that why they avoided calling the tournament Queen of the Ring when they first introduced it?
Possibly. I don't know how long this movie has been in production. I literally learned about it a couple days ago because it's being shown at film festivals right now.
Okay.
So, and if you don't know about the story of Mildred Burke, it's a sad one, but there is triumph in it, and it
unlike any movie about the Von Erichs.
Yep. And we'll leave it at that. Go like the Facebook page, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any comments about the show, if you got anything you want to say, you can email us at thegrillout95@gmail.com. You can also message us on the Facebook page. Like I said, go like it. Go like the Facebook page. Real quick, I do want to give a shout-out to Josh, actually, because of the hurricane that was coming through this past week. Some wrestling shows got canceled. And I'm on Facebook. I'm at my day job, and Josh was on top of it, making sure that the information got out that these shows are being canceled due to inclement weather.
Yeah.
So,
fortunately, only 2 of them had to be canceled.
Yeah, good job, Josh.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad that you're getting a shout out for working hard.
I just had to throw
I'm a
that
working
out there.
man.
Yeah, no, it's
Working
great.
man!
It's great that you get acknowledged for doing good stuff.
You're welcome. And until next time, fellow wrestling fans, have a good one.